Sara was a spirited little girl with dreams beyond the confines of her eerie, old home. Her mother had inherited the house from a distant relative, and they had no choice but to live there. The house, with its creaky floors and cobweb-laden corners, seemed like a relic of a different time. One fateful night, as the wind howled and branches tapped against the windows, Sara and her mother experienced horrors that would forever be etched in their minds. Mere minutes after midnight, Sara was jolted awake by the sound of whispering voices. They seemed to come from the old attic that had always been off-limits. Curiosity got the better of her, and grabbing a flashlight, Sara tiptoed upstairs. The sound grew louder, almost as if it were a conversation between two unseen entities. Her heart raced, but she pressed on. The attic door groaned as she pushed it open. Moments later, her mother appeared behind her, drawn by the unusual noises. Together, they stood at the entrance of the attic, their breath visible in the cold air. The attic was filled with old furniture covered in white sheets, and a single, antique mirror hung on the far wall. Within its depths, shapes began to move, sinister and unfamiliar. Suddenly, the whispering ceased, and an eerie silence enveloped the room. That's when things took a chilling turn. The sheets on the furniture began to move as if lifted by invisible hands. Shadows twisted and turned, morphing into forms that were almost human but not quite. The mirror's surface rippled, as if it were made of water, and from it stepped a figure, an apparition dressed in clothes from a bygone era. Sara and her mother were rooted to the spot, unable to look away. The apparition moved closer, its eyes hollow and sorrowful. Just as it reached out towards them, the flashlight flickered, plunging them into darkness. In that instant, the attic door slammed shut on its own, and the whispering began anew, louder and more insistent. Terrified, Sara and her mother finally found the strength to run, scrambling downstairs, their hearts pounding like drums. When they reached the safety of the living room, they clung to each other, both too scared to speak. They knew this night was just the beginning of the terrors that the haunted house would unleash upon them.